The fallout from the Kid Rock for Senate 2018 announcement just keeps getting better and better. As you all know by now, earlier this week the predictions came true. Musician Kid Rock, whose real name is Robert James Ritchie, officially announced his bid for the U.S. Senate in Michigan. He even stated he has had a ton of emails and texts asking him if this website which had been leaked was indeed real, http://kidrockforsenate.com. His resounding answer was yes. Senator Rock might very well become a reality. Although the lamestream media seems to be looking somewhat skeptically at Kid Rock's potential run for the Senate in Michigan, Senator Elizabeth Fawkes-Sanontas Warren of Massachusetts isn't. And although her home state of Massachusetts is nowhere near the state of Michigan, yesterday the communist scumbag liberal liar sent out a frantic and panicked email to her few supporters stating Kid Rock may very well be the next senator from the great state of Michigan. After spending a decade toiling in obscurity and releasing a handful of albums that went nowhere, Kid Rock, Detroit's self-proclaimed American badass, spiked the title track of his fourth album, 1998's Devil Without a Cause, with a bold declaration, "I'm going platinum." With the white trash rap/rock anthem Bore It Dabba and a star-making performance at Woodstock '99, he delivered on his promise. But within a decade, Rock had made the total transformation into a classic rock singer when his 2007 album Rock 'n' Roll Jesus debuted at number 1. He was born Robert James Ritchie on January 15, 1971, in Romeo, Michigan, a small, rural town north of the Detroit metro area, where his father owned a Lincoln Mercury dealership. While growing up, he frequently clashed with his father, resulting in Ritchie's leaving home on multiple occasions as a teenager. He experimented with drugs and occasionally sold crack for spending money, but his primary focus was music. Though raised on his parents' classic rock and roll albums, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Bob Seger, etc., Ritchie was equally interested in hip-hop. He formed his own breakdance crew, the Furious Funksters, and refined his scratching skills. Before long, he was DJing and rapping at clubs and parties throughout the Detroit area, slowly building a reputation that led to a deal with Jive Records. His 1990 debut, Grits Sandwiches for Breakfast, netted Kid Rock an opening spot on an Ice Cube tour and sparked controversy when the FCC threatened to fine a college radio station $23,750 for playing the album's homage to oral sex, Yodelin' in the Valley. The fine was eventually dropped and so was Kid Rock. Grits Sandwiches had failed to sell enough to keep Jive's interest. He then signed to indie label Continuum, which released 1993's The Polyfooz Method and the 1994 heavy metal-leaning EP Fire It Up. Both failed to reach an audience beyond Rock's local Detroit following. Undaunted, Kid Rock borrowed $8,500 from his father to set up his own label, Top Dog, and self-released his third full-length album, Early Mornin' Stoned Pimp, in 1996. The album sold enough for Kid Rock to attract the attention of Atlantic Records, who signed him. Rock's Atlantic debut Devil Without a Cause, number 4, 1999, was slow out of the gate but began a steady climb up the Billboard 200 as rock radio and MTV picked up on the album's hybrid rap/metal singles I Am the Bull God, number 31 mainstream rock, and Bore It Dabba, number 10 modern rock. A third single, Cowboy, which threw dirty southern rock and country elements into the mix, went to number 5 on the modern rock chart and number 82 on the Hot 100. In 1999, 10 years after his debut album, Kid Rock was nominated for a Best New Artist Grammy. He lost to Christina Aguilera. The History of Rock, number 2, 2000, featured remixed and re-recorded versions of tracks culled from his pre-Atlantic career and a couple of new tracks. He also announced plans to issue various projects by members of his Twisted Brown Trucker band on his Atlantic distributed Top Dog label, beginning with Double Wide, 2000, by his DJ, Uncle Kracker. An album was also planned for his sidekick, Joe C. born Joseph Calleya, but the diminutive, 26-year-old rapper, who suffered from the digestive disorder celiac disease, died in his sleep on November 16, 2000. The following year Rock released Cocky, No. 3, 2001, his official follow-up to Devil Without a Cause, which featured a mix of rap/rock, southern rock and country-tinged material. That year, he began talking up his love of country music and southern rock, and appeared with Hank Williams Jr. on an episode of CMT's Crossroads show. Like Devil Without a Cause, though, Cocky's sales were sluggish at first. But by the time he released its biggest single, a duet with Sheryl Crow on the country rock ballad Picture, No. 4, 2003, the album went on to sell more than 4 million copies. Picture, which also reached number 21 on the Hot Country Singles chart, signaled a major change in style for the rap/rocker. When he returned with the self-titled Kid Rock, No. 8, 2004, his transformation into a classic rocker was complete. The album spawned 3 top 40 mainstream rock hits, a cover of Bad Company's mid-70s rock hit Feel Like Making Love, No. 33, 2004, I Am, No. 28, 2004, and Jackson, Mississippi, No. 14, 2004, as well as the No. 50 Hot Country Single Father. After much touring, his rock band Kid Rock and the Twisted Brown Trucker Band released Live Trucker, No. 12, 2006, a performance set whose cover paid homage to Detroit rock legend Bob Seger's 1976 album, Live Bullet. Kid Rock returned the following year with Rock 'N' Roll Jesus No. 1, 2007, which yielded the singles Amen, No. 11 Mainstream Rock, No. 27 Modern Rock, 2007, and So Hot, No. 2 Mainstream Rock, No. 13 Modern Rock, 2007, but really took off when the sunny third single All Summer Long, which interpolates Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London and Lynyrd Skynyrd's Sweet Home Alabama, became a smash on MTV and radio, hitting No. 14 on the pop chart. Kid Rock's extra-musical affairs have often eclipsed his music. In 2001, he began an on-again off-again relationship with Pamela Anderson, whom he married in 2006 and then promptly divorced 5 months later. He's been arrested a number of times on assault and battery charges, including a 2005 incident in which he punched a DJ at a strip club, and a pair of 2007 incidents in which he was in a fight in an Atlanta Waffle House. Rock was involved in a more public dust-up when he and Motley Crue drummer, and former Anderson husband, Tommy Lee, got into a scuffle at the MTV Video Music Awards ceremony. Rock has said he will return to his hip-hop roots on his next album, and in an interview in late 2009 indicated that he's working on it with produced Rock Rubin and guests D.I. and Lil Wayne. He also sings on the self-titled solo album by Slash, out in April 2010. A real honest hard-working American citizen who doesn't lie for a living as a U.S. Senator? We can't have that now, can we, Foxahontas? The seat is now occupied by a useless liberal Democrat by the name of Debbie Stabenow. Never heard of her, so I doubt she has much to tout in the category of accomplishments. Kid Rock grew up in a middle-class setting in northern Michigan. He embodies the spirit of Generation X, and of the American middle class. The class which, thanks to years of being neglected and spat on by politicians on both sides of the political spectrum, are all but extinct in today's America. These are the very people who came out in droves to vote for President Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential election, many whom had never cared to vote before. Pocahontas better be afraid, very afraid. I bet he wins in a landslide. Please share if you support the future Senator Rock from Michigan. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.